As the leader of the Booner Pad, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the fuck up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juice pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff Iafrate and Booner. It's Friday, October 24th. We're back. The Pistons are playing the Rockets. We're going to have Eric Vincent on later in the show, covers the Pistons for ClutchPoints.com. So he's going to be joining us as well. We'll talk some Lions. We got bye week stuff to get to. The trade targets for the deadline. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown's birthday. It's my dad's birthday. And it's Drake's birthday. So we got some big birthdays today. All right?
Say it's Drake's birthday?
Yep. My dad shares a birthday with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Drake. Yeah.
What a goat, man.
Actually, they
Pop.
share a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Dad. That's how.
Yeah, I was going to say that he was born first, right?
Yeah. They share a birthday with my dad. All right. So shout out to Pops, man. He turned 63. The big 6'3", man. But hope everyone's having a good night.
Old man. Hope he's watching. Old guy.
He had his Crunch Time Italian Crunch Time shirt on. So when I went over there, so he's
probably tuned in, and then he's going to say, "Oh, but I heard you say I'm an old guy." Come on, 63, man.
But shout out to the chat, man.
Shout out, Pops, man.
Shout out to the chat. We got I mean, like I said, the Pistons are playing the Rockets. That's a tough matchup. They lost their opener, so I think they're favored by like 7 points, 6-7 points, something like that. So it opened
Pistons?
No, the Rockets.
Oh, Rockets. Yeah, I was going to say the Pistons are underdogs for sure. Yeah.
They're favored by like 7 points or something like that. I think the Pistons money line's like plus 210. So it's it'll
be a tough one. It's
it's a tough matchup.
Tough to start up 0-2 potentially.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And then you have the Celtics and then the Cavs.
Yeah. It's a tough one. But hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, we got things to get to today. We're also going to give out our early NFL awards, and we'll talk some Lions players, maybe guys that could potentially be in the running for any of the awards or All-Pro. We'll discuss that as well. We'll talk some Pistons before we have Eric Vincent on because we didn't get to share our thoughts yesterday as much. We chopped it up with Sean about the Chauncey stuff, but we haven't actually gotten to discuss the team, what we think about the team. So there are a lot of things to kind of chop it up about here. So to kind of start, I do want to kind of go through this the ESPN stuff because ESPN, they obviously come out with their top 25 targets at the deadline every single year for the trade deadline. And they have a list of players that could potentially be on the move. We can kind of go through and see if any of these players would be in on for the Lions. And I checked out the list. I think some of these guys, I don't know. We'll see if they actually get moved, but let's check out who they have. So at number one on this list, according to ESPN, the biggest player that could potentially be moved is Trey Hendrickson. That's who they have at number one. And I think this really depends on what happens with the Bengals because they're 3-4. They think they probably have a chance with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson. If you're the Bengals, if you miss the playoffs and Trey basically walks, that's one of the most boneheaded moves I've ever seen. But it is the Bengals, so I guess I wouldn't be totally surprised. But if I'm the Bengals, I'm looking to trade Trey Hendrickson. I'm looking to get something for him. I mean, you're not going to be able to pay him again. So Joe Burrow comes back in like December, but they're not going to be, I don't think, in the playoff race in December. So they got to really decide. I mean, you have a little over a week. You got not next week, but the following week. I think it's on like a Tuesday or something, the trade deadline. We'll find out this weekend, but I think the Bengals are going to be a team that's probably I would think that they would look to shop Trey Hendrickson. Tim says, can they tag him? I mean, they could, but
that's so dead because they would have tagged him. I mean, before, right. And he's like, it's an issue where he's like willing to sit out. He sat out all the way up until the season essentially. So there's no like, can they tag him? They have one option. It's either they pay him a long-term deal or they trade him. One of the two, or they let him walk at the end of the season. And you don't want to just let a Trey Hendrickson walk for nothing. Like that's just bad business.
Yeah, you could probably get a second-round pick for him, I would think. I mean, a team that's a contender would be willing to pay that. Trey Hendrickson is a move that you send to your fan base. We're trying to win the Super Bowl, or we're going all in, or we want our best chance at winning a Super Bowl. And I know for a fact teams like the Cowboys are going to want to pay for a guy like Trey Hendrickson, even though they just had Micah, but they're going to want an edge. They want an edge. They already came out and said that. They're in the market. They tried looking into Max Crosby. So the Dallas Cowboys could be interested. The Eagles are always a factor in these type of deals. Always. I would like to think the Lions will be at least sniffing around, just seeing what's going on. I know they have AQM and Marcus Davenport, but if you get Trey Hendrickson, you have the best defensive line by far in the league. So
for sure,
that's something Brad would have to think about for sure. And he's on a rental, so it wouldn't hurt you long term. Makes too much sense. I've already spoke about this before. I just would be. I don't know. I'd be shocked if Brad saw if he is available and will be traded. Brad just looks at it and goes, I'm good. I'd be shocked. Maybe not because we know who Brad is. But I mean, if you're a contender, everyone should be interested in Trey. Everyone.
Yeah. I think it depends on how they do this week and next week. They have two games. I think they play the Jets and then the Bears. So it just depends. I think that's their schedule. I think it's Jets Bears. So if they win these next two games, which two winnable games for Joe Flacco and the Bengals.
Yeah.
If they win those games, they're probably like, hey, we're not going to sell because Joe Burrow's going to be back whenever it is, November, December.
Yeah, that
we're above water right now.
5-4 if they win both. I could see them doing that too. If you're above 500, I get it. Or even at 500. I mean, I guess you can argue that too. But we'll see what happens with Trey. He's the number one player on this list. They have the teams that fit. They have the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Colts. See, the 49ers will be in this thing too, man, because Nick Bosa's out for the entire year. Colts, I didn't know the Colts. I don't know too much about the Colts' edge spot. Maybe they need pass rushers. But they have a predicted chance of getting traded. It's 20%.
Feels like he's going to be an Eagle. Honestly,
it
just makes sense. They bring Brandon Graham back, who Brandon Graham did an interview the other day after, and he was like, I played 4 plays and I had to ask to be taken out. It's like, yeah, dude, you're 40 years old, you retired and decided to come back halfway through the year. It's just like, yeah, probably not going to play.
Yeah,
to Zadarius Smith's level.
No, this would be an Eagles type of move. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Feels like it.
They need a pass rusher. Number 2, the Jalen Waddle. He should be traded.
Yeah, we won't.
Yeah, Lions aren't going to get on him. Breece Hall is on here as well. That's probably a Charger. He's probably a Charger. Or a Chief. Charger or Chief. Breece Hall. That'd be a nuts move for the Chiefs to make. That'd be a great move for the Chiefs to get Breece Hall. And then they have Tariq Woolen. Here we go. And the Detroit Lions are on this for Tariq Woolen.
There we go.
50% chance.
Everyone's been saying it.
They're selling him. 4th-year pro, 6'4" frame, elite speed. Woolen has 11 interceptions and 30 pass breakups in his career. Inconsistent tackling and lapses in eye discipline have prevented him from reaching his ceiling, but Woolen has the best physical traits. Oh, here we go. Physical traits. I think, let me see something actually. Okay. Tariq Woolen. Let me just see something real quick. So he had 6 interceptions year 1, 2 interceptions year 2, 3 interceptions year 3. So he's been semi-productive. He obviously wasn't too productive. He hasn't been productive that much this year, but he's been productive in his career. I like Tariq Woolen. I just don't think the Lions, this is a move that they would I don't think they'll make a move for another DB, in my opinion. So
I don't know.
I've already stated that. I don't know.
I don't think I would say there's other needs. We've said it for a couple days now, but it's starting to come out today that the Lions are interested in corners. I saw one report already of the Lions are potentially Cam Taylor-Britt from the Bengals. I saw a report that they potentially are interested in bringing Cam Taylor-Britt in. So it's just if that's real, then Tariq Woolen's in play again, and I don't know if it's they don't trust Terrion. I don't know. These are just what I've seen on Twitter. I don't think there's any, hey, Brad's out here telling the media we want a corner. But
if Ricky Scoops said
I don't think it was Ricky Scoops, but I saw it out there.
Yeah, it says he doesn't fit what Mike McDonald wants to do. It says he would be best served going to a team that uses his man coverage traits. Yeah, so I think I'm not saying the Lions wouldn't like a guy with this type of physical ability. I know Brad loves guys with physical ability, like the RAS score stuff. He obviously is a high tester on that. I'd like to see his RAS score actually, because he definitely has a high RAS score. I think he got a 10. Okay, he got a 10. Okay, so yeah, he got a perfect RAS score. I mean,
Brad's all in on him then.
Or a 9.7, sorry, out of 10. That's basically close to a 10. Unofficial 10, but I think he got a 9.7, which is crazy. So Brad's definitely likes these type of corners that are physically gifted. I think fit-wise, it makes sense. I just don't see with DJ Reed coming back in a couple of weeks, it would be more of a he would be a depth piece. I mean, I don't. It's too many guys. They probably have guys that want to play. I don't know. That'd be difficult, but I could see it.
I feel like they're going to end up doing. I feel like they're going to end up trading for a corner. I do. I feel like maybe with the injuries, they might feel good about the depth, but I feel maybe it's one of those moments where Brad's finally like, I don't want to be stuck into last year. Like I don't want what happened last year. I'd rather have an offensive tackle or a defensive lineman, but this feels like it's one of those things that Brad does is like when you want a specific piece, he seems to go the other way, and this feels like the other way.
Yeah, he played good against the Texans. He probably knows now he's being shopped, so he's locking in. But
yeah,
I'm curious to see what happens with him. Jacoby Myers, another wide receiver. He'll be traded probably, but the Lions aren't going to be in that equation. Mark Andrews, another player. I can see him being traded potentially. I don't know. It depends. It depends what the Ravens do. If they start winning, I don't think he gets traded. But they don't really use him as much as they usually do. They used to. In the red zone, they do. But
if they lose this week, the Ravens might actually be a team that shops some people. They might be.
Yeah.
If they lose this week. If they're 1-6, I don't see why they wouldn't try and just get some draft capital.
He's in last year's deal. So
yeah, keep some big keep all of specific pieces, but there are maybe a couple guys here and there that you could, you might lose anyways. You might as well give up.
Chris Olave, yeah, he'll be traded. I could see that. Saints stink. I mean, why would they keep him? He hasn't been as good as people maybe thought. He's good, but all these other Ohio wide receivers have been better than him. Everyone that came out so far. I feel like he's like not that he's a bad player, but out of all the guys that came out of Ohio State the last couple of years, he's definitely at the last of that, I think. I mean, Garrett Wilson, maybe Marvin Harrison, I guess. We'll see. I mean, he's been a little more up and down, I guess. So that's fair, but yeah, that's tougher. I love Chris Olave coming out, but he's just been injured and his concussion stuff going on. So I don't know what happened. Jalen Phillips, edge. This is another one.
Big one that just keeps getting pushed out there.
Yeah, it says the tape injuries have reduced Phillips' explosiveness and range, but he has the physical tools that teams look for in an edge. 6'5" frame. He can play as both an edge setter and a pocket disruptor, which Brad likes the edge setting. 25 sacks, 117 pressures over his 5-year career. The Chiefs, 49ers, and Lions. Obviously, the 49ers are always going to be in these edge conversations. But it says they believe that he'll have more value than Chubb due to his upside. But he's had the injuries, which Brad might like that. Mike McDaniel said last week that any Dolphins trade rumors are baseless currently, which, come on, dude.
They also said they weren't going to fire him this year, too, a week ago. But it's like you're going to Mike McDaniel's going to get fired at some point. If they don't fire him at some point this year, ownership and everything, they're spineless. Absolutely spineless.
He's fired. Yeah. Jalen Phillips, I'd be down with. I think it'd be cheaper. Maybe I don't know what you'd pay for.
Probably cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, just because the injuries.
To be honest, expectations for him, too. You don't have to. He's not a guy that's going to have to go get you 10+. You're just bringing him in probably cheap, just a rotational piece. And he hasn't been since coming off injury. Obviously, like 2 pretty tough injuries the last 2 years.
Yeah. I'd be curious with that. I know we always give Davenport shit for staying healthy. I don't know what happens with Jalen Phillips.
Lions fans love him too, dude. All over Twitter. All Lions fans want him. But again, that is a good point where Lions fans also hate Marcus Davenport because he's always injured.
And it says all the thing here. He has the physical tools that teams look for in an edge. It's like Davenport, big. He does it's like all the things you look for.
Long 6'5" frame.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He's younger though. I'll give him that, but
Can set the edge. It's like, okay.
I don't know about that. Lante Taylor, cornerback. That was another corner.
I think I saw at one point the Lions with Lante Taylor.
He could play a disruptive role in the slot. I mean, 6 sacks, 3 picks, 36 pass breakups. I mean, the Lions don't really have. I mean, they don't really use a nickel a ton, but if they wanted to, when everyone's healthy, it'd probably be a Meek. But I don't know if they would want. I don't know. I think they probably would. I think Tariq Woolen probably fits. They probably want an outside guy if they were to get one. But nickel wouldn't. Jermaine Johnson is at 10 on this list.
I would take Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah,
I like Jermaine Johnson.
Let me see. $13.4 million salary. 5th-year option's reasonable. I mean, he had an Achilles injury. He missed 15 games. He had to sit for 3 earlier this year with an ankle injury. But when healthy, he has the strength. What was his best? He had his best numbers in 2023. Totaled 7.5 sacks, 16 pressures.
Doesn't he right now? I could be wrong. Oh, he has 1 sack right now. Okay. I thought he had more. He's had 1 good year. Yeah, and he's only played in 4 games this year. Okay, maybe I take back the Jermaine Johnson one. I'm out. Like, if a guy's injured, like, I'm out. I just don't want to have to deal with, hey, guy's injured. He's not. He's injured. He's not. I just don't want to have to deal with that personally. I don't think it's good for the team, especially when you already have the Davenport situation. If you're going to use capital to add to this team for a Super Bowl run, it better be a guy that's like Iron Man.
Yeah. I don't know. And it's not, I don't know about that. Jermaine, he's an upside. You trade for him for what he can be, his upside, but it's guys that are coming off these bad injuries, like Achilles injuries and ankle injuries.
Why can't we get Will McDonald, huh?
Yeah, Will McDonald's a beast. He's a beast. They have Logan Wilson, linebacker. Lions aren't going to trade for Logan Wilson. Michael Carter, corner. Yeah, no, I'm good. Arden Key. Now we're talking.
Here's your guy. This is your guy. He has a 1.5 sacks so far this year. I think it says there.
He had a total of over 12.5 his last 2 seasons. Situational pass rusher for a contending team. I mean, that's like he is kind of like another AQM kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, it's depth, right? It's another piece.
Yeah, he says with his length at 6'5", Key can be set up on the edge or schemed out of loaded fronts. I like Arden Key because also, like, what is Arden Key making? Let me see, contract. I think he's making like $7 million this year or something.
Last year of his deal. Yeah, he's on a final year of his deal.
He's like a $9 million cap hit. And then he's out. See, that's actually a good I would like Arden Key. I wouldn't mind a guy like Arden Key. For not getting a big fish, he's probably the next. I think he's a good player.
I think a lot of people, like, when they think about the trade deadline, especially for the edge position, they look at it and they just instantly think like Trey Hendrickson, give us a 15 sack guy. This is like the conversation we had in the offseason with the edge position. And I think more so in the offseason, you had a more of a leg to stand on when it comes to bringing in another high producing guy. But I think now the fact that you do have AQM that has 4.5, 5 sacks already, and then you do have the linebackers doing what they're doing, and you have Davenport that's going to be coming back, then you kind of turn to like, okay, we really just need a depth guy, 5 to 7 sacks, right? You just need another piece in there to rotate in and out. Or if there's a guy that gets hurt, knock on wood, if AQM goes down at all, or Davenport ends up coming back and going down again, now you have backup. That's where I think it's like the biggest thing with this is. So I think Arden Keys are perfect for that.
Yeah, Nick Pieces Key is 240 pounds, not coming off the edge in Detroit. Thesis Key seems too small. Yeah, I mean, they do typically like their guys. Like, what is AQM? He's like, AQM's like 2. How big is AQM? He's 250. So.
What is Arden Key?
240.
Same player. There we go.
They're literally like the same.
Let's literally just put a couple, wear some heavier cleats. You're good to go. No, actually, that makes you slower. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, AQM's 250. He's 240. I mean, I don't know. Like, let me see. Is he 240? I'm just going to confirm. I think he actually is 240. He's 240. 6'5", 240. Drummond Jones, I see in there. He's on the Titans. He's more of a he's a good player too. Drummond Jones, comes off the edge in Tennessee. He's 280, 28 years old. He's had a sack the last 2 games. He's a 6'3", 280 pounds, and he's been pretty productive in his career. I actually like Drummond Jones because you can move him around too. That probably seems like a Brad guy type of guy. So I don't mind age shift. I'm with Drummond Jones. He played for the Broncos, I think. He played for Seattle, and then he was with the Broncos. But he's been consistent in his career. I mean, he's getting 4 to 7 sacks a year every single year. Just productive. He has 2 through 7 games in Tennessee, but they suck. So I mean, you can't remember.
So bad, dude. Tennessee is so bad.
I gotta kind of have his back there. It's not really. I mean. Steve Wallace says, do you think Weed has any upside? I don't know. That's kind of one of those things where you're like, is it a lightning in a bottle type of game, or is this something you could probably get a little more consistently? I don't know. He had, let me see.
I mean,
he had a
played
4
9
fumble and a sack and a half against the Bucs.
I mean, he had one. That's one good game. I mean, I'm not going to sit there. This is what I won't do, and this is what I think fans do a lot. Is I think like a player will have one very, very good game, and then it's like we love this guy so much, and then after that, he struggles a little bit, and then everyone hates him. Like I'm going to try and what's the word in the kind of like even keel. Like okay. Let's see what he can do.
Expectations for
like let's see what he can do moving forward. It's the same thing like with my guy from Saginaw, like Nick Whiteside. Like I would like to keep like obviously he had a very good game versus the Bucs, and I mean we're putting out social posts and I'm talking about it, but obviously like realistically, I want to be able to see Nick Whiteside do what he did more like consistently. You know what I mean? Like he's did it for one game. That was his first big game. I don't want to fall instantly with some of these guys just for the hype. You know what I mean? Like that one moment where you're like, oh, you want to be able to say, okay, can he do this for 3 or 4 games? Or maybe not that big game he had, but can he put solid performances together back to back weeks? And it's like that with Wheat, where it's like, yeah, he had 1.5 sacks. Okay, let's see what he can do next week. Can he produce? Like he had 9 snaps last week. I'm sure Shep's going to give him some more maybe this week because he did produce. And it's all right. Can he keep that going? So I kind of just, like you said, temper expectations for some of these guys. That's why I think you still have to look out. You have to go out there and look. I think it's the same thing with the corner room. It's like, hey, yeah, the corners in the secondary had a very good game. Temper expectations. We have 1 game more until the trade deadline. You have next week with the trade deadline with the Vikings game. See what these guys look like. Okay, if they keep putting it together, okay, now we're good to go.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with like AQM is I'm not trying to insinuate or say that he won't be productive all year, but that's the difference between good players and great players is guys that like Hutch, you're going to get Hutch from week 1 to week 17, week 18. I mean, you know what you're getting game to game. That's kind of how I feel about it. I think AQM's having a great start. He's like 5 sacks. I guess for me, I don't want to say I'm like pessimistic, but I just want to see a little more of AQM just over time because he's on track for a career year. Could he have it? Yeah. I don't know. It's same thing with like Tyrus. Not that he's in the same category. Obviously, he has a better career than Tyrus Wheat, but I'm not going to take one game and say, Tyrus Wheat's the answer. Like Hassanin, I know people mention Hassanin. He's guys like, I don't know. He's probably he's a player that needs to develop, and he hasn't even been able to because he's been hurt. So that's another tough one. Like Steve says, Pascal. Like Pascal, I don't know what's going on with Pascal. I don't think anyone really knows but the coaches and some of the players. So
can I admit something real quick here?
Yeah, what's up?
I put the Pistons game on next to me. The Pistons started 20 minutes ago. I've been just watching the pregame show for the last 20 minutes. And I'm like sitting here like, oh, I got to put a bet on the Pistons game. They're 20 minutes in. I'm looking at FanDuel. I'm like, how is there 20 points scored already? I was confused.
Yeah, I checked and they're up 3, and I was like, oh wow.
I went to go put a bet in on Sengun, and I'm like, all right, let's throw one on, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, wait a sec.
Yeah, he's 0 for 5.
Yeah, good thing. Hey, good thing I didn't.
Yeah, he's 0 for 5 to start the game. Sengun. I knew KD would torch the Pistons. I mean, he has literally 6 points already. I mean, he's gonna have 30 tonight. He always does.
I saw KD get like almost 6. I think it was like 55 on the Pistons one year.
But Ron Holland, by the way, dude, he's having a good start to the year. He already has. I mean, he's played 5 minutes. He has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist.
Looks good.
And not last night. Excuse me. And the opener, he had 19 points in 27 minutes. So
yeah,
19, 4, and 3. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Eric about that because he's been really good. But
I just want to ask like the AQM thing. Like I'm with you on that. I think it's better for AQ. I think the thing with AQM, Jeff, is like, at least for me, we have seen a 7-game sample size now. You know what I mean? And it's not even like a 7-game sample size. Like let me like look up last year. Last year towards the end of the year.
Last year for sure.
Yeah, like he was good. So it wasn't like, to me, it's not like, okay, like I need to see that much more of AQM. To end the year last year, he had, what did he have? 3 sacks or 5 sacks in how many games he played in? 1, 2, 3. Was it 5 sacks last year he had? Or 3?
I think he had 3 sacks.
He had 3 in 9 games, but like it was like the last like 5 or 6 games, he had 3 in the last like 6 games or something like that. So it's like, okay, AQM could play. And then the first 7 games this year, boom, AQM, he has 5 sacks through 7 games. So obviously he's probably not going to go at that pace all year, or he's going to have 15 sacks or 14 sacks, whatever it is. But I just think like these guys, like the depth guys, they need to make trades for depth guys, because you can't get a guy to go down and you're screwed. You can't.
Right.
Can't, like, I don't want to be in a position in January, Jeff, where Brad Holmes is like, let's go to the Arizona Cardinals practice squad and pick up an edge rusher that hasn't played a snap of NFL football. Now he's getting thrown in the fire versus, I don't know, the Philadelphia Eagles in a wild card weekend. Like, we don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I think depth is important. I'm with you on that, because yeah, they don't want to be in a position. Maybe it is a little PTSD from last year, but you do think about it. Guys getting injured. I mean, I get it. It's how it is. I mean, the Titans are going to sell. By the way, there is a list we're going to talk about here later.
Is there more on this list, or was that all of them?
So Roger McCreary, cornerback, Okonkwo, no, tight end. Arnold.
I know. You know how to finish your statement. Who is that? You finish that.
Arnold.
That's so funny. This guy Jeff started going, who is that?
No, I know he played at Penn State.
Who?
Arnold Abik.
Let me go see his stats.
Abikti.
Oh wow, he's having a year.
Is he balling?
6 games, 0 sacks. That's tough, man.
Wow. Yeah, I know he played. I remember him at Penn State. Did he play at Penn State, or am I wrong on that? I think he played at Penn State.
Penn State, yeah, 2nd round pick in 2022.
Yeah, he's ass, man.
Yeah, no, he had 6 sacks last year, 6 the year before, 2.5 his rookie year.
How do we feel about this one?
Listen, I know you said, and actually I saw this. This wasn't the first time I saw it. I saw today there was a CBS guy that did a video. Don't remember his name, but he did a video about 5 targets for the Lions. Braxton Jones was on there. There's been Braxton Jones on multiple lists. You brought up a good point yesterday. Like, the chances of the Bears, especially that now they're 4-2 and they have a chance to go to the playoffs, like them trading an offensive tackle to a divisional opponent that could win the division, I don't think that's something that would ever happen. Like think about how mad people were about the Joe Flacco being traded in division. People are going to be mad if Braxton Jones gets traded in division.
I would be shocked. I mean, they didn't even draft a tackle, did they? I don't even think they.
I don't think so. He's
oh
no, he got benched. No, he got benched. Says rival teams agree that Jones is a sensible trade candidate after benching in favor of Theo Benedict.
Oh, who the hell is Theo Benedict?
Must be a dog. Ben Johnson likes him. Trust in Ben.
Theo Benedict. Wow. Well, then, yeah, they would trade him, I guess. I don't think they would trade him to the Lions, but I guess I can see. I mean, he's been ass, though. Theo Benedict's been ass.
Has he? He's not been good?
Well, I guess he hasn't allowed a sack, though. That's pretty good. Yeah,
that's very good. If you haven't allowed a sack, I mean, I don't care how many pressures you're giving up. If you're not letting them sack your quarterback, and he does have a mobile quarterback, to be fair.
I think he's had some penalties too. That's why they're having penalty problems. But overall, he has a lot of sack. I mean, you give it to Caleb, like you said, for being mobile. But yeah, maybe Braxton Jones does get traded. I don't know if they would trade him in division though. But this would be probably a guy that Lions fans would be like, well, here's a backup guy. This is a good backup guy. But like it has a pass block win rate of 90%. Steve Wallace's trade a 7th for him. Yeah, I mean, who's the teams they say that fits him? Oh, they have the Raiders, Rams, and Chargers. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, the Chargers lost. They got Joel back. Why am I blanking? But one of the best tackles in the league when healthy. Chargers right tackle, or left tackle. Someone in the chat's got me. They lost their starting tackle at the beginning of the year, basically out for the whole year. So I could see them making a move for him too. But I don't know. I don't know if the Lions if they'll trade him in the division. I don't see it. But we'll see.
That would be crazy if they did. That would be good for the Lions because I think obviously
Slater, by the way, Rashawn Slater just came.
Yeah, Braxton Jones is better than you would think. Skip, and I like Skip. I love Skip, man. Skip's our guy. But
Eric says, Crunch Time Sports. I do believe they signed at the end, but beyond that, I don't see them making much moves. They've shown they will stay at home if the talent's good enough, which based on Monday Night Football is good. Yeah, I mean, would you be entirely shocked? Like, I think Doc brought this up. Would you be entirely shocked if you had a Scott Harris deadline?
No, not at all. I mean, do you want me to be honest with you? Like, completely honest? That's what I'm expecting. I'm not going into this trade deadline. It's been like that forever with Brad, I mean, obviously last year, everyone was like, we need it. And everyone was a little like, whoa, they actually did the Za'Darius thing. I think people were a little thrown aback, like just shocked because they were like, there's no way Brad actually does it. And he did it. And it wasn't even just Za'Darius. Like, remember, he reached out for Max Crosby. He reached out about Myles Garrett. Like, reports came out that Brad reached out to everyone last year. So, like, he was working, and he made it known. He was like, I was in the office grinding edges last year trying to get deals done. And he ended up getting the best edge. I'm gonna go in every year with the trade deadline, the expectation that they don't. But if I'm being honest, and I was gonna ask this question with you, Jeff, and I'm interested. Like, I guess we already did ask it because I asked you in the order. But like, let's say that just one trade gets done, one trade. Just you only have one. What is it? Like what do you like? For you to be like, okay, I'm like, I love that.
Probably another tackle.
Okay, that's what mine is. It's just if I honestly, I'd be very, 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 very happy if they just went through this deadline and got an offensive tackle.
Just have security with Taylor Decker.
That's it. If they do that, I'm fine. Like I would not say one bad thing about the trade deadline. Anything. I don't care about the edge. I think if Davenport comes back, you have good edge room and a D line. Secondary, you can figure this thing out and get by. Just get an offensive tackle. The only way I would be disappointed is if they don't add to this, if they don't back up Taylor Decker. That's it. If they don't do that, I'm gonna have a problem.
With Gio, he's out, so that makes it tough. Yeah. And Skipper's not. I don't know, man. You probably want something a little better at left tackle, protecting Jared's blind side. So I would agree with that. All right. Well, they have Braxton Jones, Kingsley. That's another defensive end. They're not going to trade him in division. Probably Russell Wilson. Okay, that's interesting.
Wow. How about that? And you know what? Can I say something about Russ real quick? I don't know if you agree or not. I feel so bad for Russ, man. And it's all his fault. Like, he should have just retired. Russ is going to be a Hall of Famer, and people will be mad at me for saying, like, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's gone to 2 Super Bowls. He won one. He was good when he was at his best. Like, he was good in Seattle. I just like this end of his career has, I don't want to say like stained his reputation, but it's just been a bad, he's taken a lot of heat the last 2 or 3 years. And dude, do you remember when Russ was good? Like, Everyone
Dude,
loved
yeah,
him.
I remember it was like 20 I want to say like 2019, 2020, like around then, like when he was in Seattle still, that's when Russ was he was like MVP conversation. I mean, he threw for a bunch of touchdowns. He was playing well, threw for a lot of yards. And then what happened was as soon as he went to Denver, never the same after that.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, if I was him, I would have just retired. Like, just end it. Hang on. And I know he loves football that much. But like when he went to, dude, like the end of his career in Seattle, him like, and then in Denver, like the stories of him coming out, like this guy's like doing aerobic stretches on the team plane.
Yeah, that's the problem with him. That's what Sean Payton, I think Shannon Sharp, because he's well connected in the Broncos, and he knows Sean Payton. And he said, I was watching him the other day, and he was talking about it. He said when Sean Payton got there, he had all these amenities that no one else had. He had like his own office, he had his own, and Sean Payton was like, "We're not doing that. Like you're not." Like he just has a big personality, and I don't want maybe a big ego. Maybe he's just a lot. I think he comes off as a little fake. Comes off.
I think that's just genuinely him, though, which it sucks because he's just probably genuinely a really good person. Like you said, it comes off fake. It's just because people.
Like I saw reports. I don't know if this is true, but I heard something. I read somewhere where people had to like contact his agent, talk to him, like people as teammates. And shit. Like it's super weird. He's just like an interesting guy. He's a different guy. He's a different cat.
Yeah. I liked Russ though, dude. That's why I hate that his like name's getting slandered. Like I just want Russ to retire so like the guy can just get the praise that he deserves for the career he had in Seattle. Because it was an unbelievable career. And I think everyone loved him there. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't heard the stories, but I think everyone there loved him.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll.
He should retire. Talk ball.
He would be great on TV, dude. People would love him instantly. He's entertaining. He's an entertaining guy.
Yeah, you can't go out. You can't go out like in a backup role, man. You can't do it, Russ. Don't go out in a backup role.
And you know what's great? I'm sorry. Keep going with Russ. Have you seen the highlights of him on like the sideline as a backup?
No.
He's like helmet fully on every play, and like when players come to the sideline and fall, like say a player is running on the sideline and gets hit out of bounds, he's like the first one to sprint over and help pick him up, and he's like cheering. I'm like, get back out there, like, and it's like, oh, like we need Russ to just hang it up and get to the TV booth quick. Like I love him too much to see that. Like this is not. It's not like he's like not a normal backup. He's like potential future Hall of Famer that's just
no. It's like Aaron Rodgers isn't a backup at this point in his career, bro.
No, like if Aaron Rodgers ever was, like retire, dude. He would retire, same with Russ.
Same with like Phillip Rivers, bro. Like he had that year with the Colts, hung it up. Like these guys don't stick around, be backups.
Joe Flacco was a weird one though.
Ben Roethlisberger, same thing, but he played till he played like shit, and then he retired.
Yeah.
Tom Brady obviously is just a specimen, but you don't see guys like Hank. Maybe like Flacco is someone who I know someone mentioned. Anakin mentioned Flacco. He's still like playing well, but I think he just loves playing ball. And he knows his role. He's okay with being a backup if he has to. He doesn't mind it.
He had the press conference. He was asked like, "Why are you still playing? Like you've gotten everything. You've done everything." He's like, He was like, "I know at some point I'm gonna look back." Like he was like, "It's just such like a privilege to be able to play in the NFL." He was like, not everyone gets to do it. He was like, if I'm even close enough to be able to be good enough to continue to do it, he was like, I'll do it forever until I'm done. But he was like, it's kind of a good point for him.
Shout out Joe, man.
He just loves ball. Did you hear his comments this week?
No, what'd he say?
He was like, it's the best thing in the world. He's like, his favorite thing to do is just go to a bar or somewhere or a restaurant and a bar and just sit at the bar by himself and just eat like dinner. He was like, I love it. Like just solo bar trip just to eat.
What a guy, dude. Yeah, he's a likely. Now he's the opposite probably of like a Russ. Joe's just he just seems like one of the boys.
Imagine you walked into like a Hamlin pub and it's just like Joe Flacco sitting there eating wings
by himself.
Yeah. It's funny, man.
All right. Well, Cam Taylor-Britt's on here. Poor Kirk. That's another one. It says the Vikings should trade for him.
Yeah, he's a weird one because I think he can still play personally. Like, I don't think he's like a Russell Wilson. I think he can legit still play. I think he got screwed this year by the Falcons.
Yeah, he did. He should go back to the Vikings. Kyle Duggar, safety, Jerome Ford, running back. We talked about him. Christian Harris. He played at Bama. I remember Christian Harris, but He potentially get traded. Evan Neal, good. Guard, offensive tackle. He is ass, man. He is ass. And then there's other honorable mentions on here. Calvin Ridley, Pete Werner, Jaquan McMillan, Keaton Mitchell. None of these guys. Boye Mafe. Remember, he played at Minnesota. He was good. Aziz Ojolari. Oh, here we go.
Aziz is on this list?
Rashad Bateman.
I'll take Aziz, man. That's who I wanted in the offseason. I wanted Aziz.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I guess he has. Has he even played that much? I don't even think he has. Let me see. Let me see how much he's actually played. No, he only has 2 solo tackles. He hasn't really played.
Really? No sacks, nothing?
No. Then he's out because of injury.
Oh, okay. Maybe we don't want him. But still, I would love Aziz. I thought he was going to be – I was like, bring that man home.
They signed that other
they got the dude from Kansas City, the Michigan man. Why am I drawing a blank right now, too?
Oh, Josh Uche.
Uche, yes. And Josh Uche has a couple sacks this year. I think he's been playing well. At least I watched him last week, and he had a sack this last week.
Yeah, what's he doing? He plays he's got a sack. He's actually been better than Aziz. Yeah, but they do need an edge. The Eagles are going to get fucking Trey Hendrickson, bro. I know it. This is how this goes. And now people don't want to hear that, but it's just how it goes, dude. By the way, also PFF came out with their picks for the Lions to trade, like guys they could trade for. You know who's on this list? Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I actually saw this. I was a little confused. Do you think that's a thing? A legit option?
No. Well, to be traded, potentially. Lions getting him? No. I don't think Brad would do this. He doesn't seem like a guy the Lions would like personality wise. He doesn't come off. I know he's not a bad player. It's just he's like super. He is corny. I know he said some weird shit before he was drafted too. I think that's why. I'm curious. What I want to know is if the Lions, if Aiden went 1, would the Lions have went Kayvon or would they have went Trayvon Walker? That's what I want to know. That's
a good question. Probably Kayvon, to be honest. I would think, but maybe not.
He's got 2.5 sacks in 7 games. He hasn't been too bad. He had,
Did he sign an extension?
No.
Huh. Interesting.
Because they drafted his replacement this year. They got Brian Burns locked up, and then they just drafted his replacement, Abdul Carter. So Kayvon's he's out of there. Yeah, I don't really like Kayvon. I remember like the buddy I mentioned that's a Giants fan. I mean, this guy, Kayvon is super, super corny. I mean, he would be personality-wise. He would be he just doesn't, I don't know. He would be like the black sheep in the locker. I don't know, personality-wise. I feel like all the Lions players kind of line up similar. Like they're very similar, how they're built. Kayvon would be like an oddball, in my opinion.
Do you think that's like one of those things? Do you think he's like, what actually I started to realize a little bit, like, remember like for the longest, like with these trades and everything, there's a lot of people who always, and people in the media that like, I mean, even people we know who always were like, maybe even you still believe this, but hey, this locker room culture is so good that you could bring anyone in and it doesn't matter.
Which I think is true.
I don't know, because if you think about like the players that we know to have been like the CJ Gardner-Johnsons, like he was gone instantly. Like Isaiah Buggs, instantly. Like these guys that actually have came in and have been a problem, Brad's just gotten rid of them. Like he's just like he hasn't messed with them.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that real? Is it? Or do we just say that because we're like they've built such a good culture, or is there actually a realistic like, hey, like we don't want to bring guys in here who have that? Because it's easy to say it's easy for us to be like, yeah, the culture's too strong for them to come and ruin it. But it's like every time there's been an issue at all, none of those players are still in the building. Like they're all gone right away. They never get brought back.
I think, I guess it depends. Every player is a little different. Like CJ, I see what you're saying. Like CJ's a very outspoken dude. I guess when I say that, I mean like what I originally meant was like a Jalen Carter, which like you don't hear him say a lot. He's more of a he just kind of plays. He might have a situation like he spit on Dak Prescott, which is obviously a big no. But I think a guy like that could fit. But I personally don't like the loud mouth, like guys that like try and be a leader, but they're not truly a leader. Like CJ was just yapping too much, and he wasn't wasn't really. I don't know. It just didn't come off like he was. It's like you're not really supposed to be in that role here. It seems like you're definitely not that guy. You're not the leader. Don't do it. So I get what you're saying is true. I guess it's a case by case thing. Like I don't know. Kayvon seems like a guy who just he's a yapper. I don't know. He comes off as a guy who just wants to me. You know,
which is fair. That's why I don't think I would think that they're like we're good. We don't.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Because they do ask, like Brad, I mean, they've mentioned before, and I think every trade deadline this needs to be brought up with Brad, where Brad has mentioned before, like, hey, when we trade for guys, we don't just like talk to, we call a bunch of people to figure out like, what is this player's character like? What are they about? And he says just like they go through a draft process, they do that through a trade as well. And then he said a lot of the guys like that you notice we trade for are probably guys that we're familiar with, that we've worked with, or we've gone through a draft process with in years past. Like he's like, we're not going to just trade for guys because of their stats,
right?
If we don't know who they are as a person and as their character. I think that's something, and Brad's brought that up every year at the trade deadline. So that's something to kind of note when talking about trades this the next 2 weeks.
They have similar guys we talked about in this list. This is PFF suggested trade targets. Tariq Woolen, obviously Rasul Douglas is new. That's another corner. But he was on the Packers originally, but I don't know about Rasul Douglas. Kalante Taylor, another one, Arden Key. So they're all kind of similar names than what we talked about. Edge Jalen Phillips is on here. Trey Hendrickson's on here. So you see a lot of the similar names. Like it's edge, corner. I don't see too many tackles. I know the list that you're referencing earlier on CBS had Braxton Jones again as a potential trade target for the Lions, and they had offensive guard Wyatt Teller from the Browns, which I don't think they'll trade for a guard. I think they're happy with their guards.
Honestly. I do too. I think they're going to only get better too.
Yeah, you got to let those guys grow. They're going to be fine. I think if they're going to trade, it'll be for. I know you can't really get these players in the deadline typically either, but if you can find I don't know, if you like a center, but you usually don't trade your center because you need chemistry between your quarterback and center, and Graham and Jared are on the same page. So I don't think you want to fuck that up. It's probably going to be a left tackle at some point, a backup left tackle, if they do trade for an offensive lineman.
I hope so. I pray that I hope so. I'll be so sad if they don't.
Buddy says no more injury-prone players, Brad. Well, buckle in your seatbelt, buddy. I don't think he's done with those.
I think there's like, dude, I don't know. I feel like it's like 70% of the NFL players are injury-prone.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of players. Yeah, I mean, he said, Tim, so there's no backup left tackles available. The league has a need. I mean, listen, I'll say this. I'm not saying that you can't get a backup left tackle, but the hardest position to have depth at, besides quarterback, obviously, that's a hard position, is tackle. Like, it's just hard to have depth at tackle already. So when you're talking about trading for a tackle, it is hard. I'm not saying Brad can't do it, but that is a position that every team could use a better tackle. So I'm curious to see if he does make a move where you get that guy from. Like, where's he at? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think, same with like a good defensive end. Same with a good wide receiver. Like usually they don't just get moved all the time unless they ask out or demand out. That's why like Trey Hendrickson's don't get moved unless contractually he's in the last year of his deal. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But tackle's a tough one. I'm curious who's available for Brad to even make a move like that, honestly.
I wonder if he's even considering it. I wonder if that's even got brought up.
Like it's on his mind at all.
Yeah. Or if it's just something we're talking about because, the Taylor Decker injury. You would have to think as a GM, your starting left tackle is going through an injury situation, and Dan's like mentioned, we hope that it holds up for the year. Like if you hear that, you're like, oh, dude. And Skip's dealing with the knee, and Gio's out.
Now, before we get into our NFL awards, we'll talk about Lions players who could potentially make All-Pro. I do have to tell you about our friends over at Sleeper because they have the free $20 entry that you guys need to get in on. No deposit required. On top of that, you obviously have the get 100% match up to $100 as long as you use the code CT Sports. And you guys know Sleeper. It's the fastest organically growing fantasy platform in the world, while still earning some of the highest levels of engagement in the entire industry. Because at Sleeper, it's not just about sports. It's about building personal connections and lasting memories. Because at Sleeper, it's a way to experience and connect sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, news, and alerts right at your fingertips. You can also check out Sleeper Picks, which is a real money product that connects friends over picks. You choose 2 data of your favorite players, pregame, live, or even across different sports. You pick more or less than the lines they give you, the predicted stats. And then on Sleeper, you could win up to 1,000x payouts. Share with your friends, get rewarded together. Always remember to gamble responsibly. Use that code CG Sports. Get a 100% match up to $100. Like I said, we're gonna have Eric Vincent joining in about 20 or so minutes, and we have Caleb joining actually 9:30.
I just looked at our Instagram, our Crunch Time Instagram, with the first comment that pops up. Our guy Ev commenting on the Billups. He just goes, "I respect my man just trying to get his money up." Oh, dude, Evan's the best, bro. Once I read that, I was like, "Okay, bro, that is hilarious."
I know. I typed down their free bill up, so then I went on air and was like, "That's fucked up what he did." It's just part of the meme. You
see him like they had him walking out of the courthouse, man.
You see him wearing the Clutch Sports thing?
Yeah, that's who he's represented by, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
man. Did you see today the KG thing that came out?
No.
Pablo Torres, he put out there a tweet that said, I could just read it real quick because I don't want to say anything. This is all allegedly, man. I don't want to.
KG?
Not Torres, Pablo Torre. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Let me see what he said. What did he say? Say? Hold on. I'm looking.
What's going on with my goats, man?
It said Pablo tweeted out today. He said, "Update: a number of former pro athletes played at the private pro poker games organized by those indicted by the DOJ in Operation Royal Flush. One of them, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge of a game that took place in 2019, was Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett,
like victim or knowledge of the game."
And then it says a source close to Kevin Garnett tells Pablo that Garnett initially thought he was going to an after party, not a poker game, and that he chose to leave the 2019 poker game, which was in LA early. Per source, Garnett has not been contacted by federal authorities. And then the next tweet says Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue was also in attendance at the allegedly rigged April 2019 poker game in Las Vegas. Sources with direct knowledge tell Pablo. But sources say Lue did not play at the same table as his good friend, Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. My worry is this. My worry is like, and this is allegedly, this is just me thinking, is like Ty Lue was doing the same thing Chauncey was, just at a different table. Like they had multiple tables going where they were cooking people.
They were cooking.
Chauncey's the one that's gotten caught so far. But my thought process is like, I'm not saying KG, Kevin Garnett, but maybe Ty Lue, if he's that close with Chauncey, if you're that close with someone, like, hey, you're gonna know, like, if they're doing something, like, like Chauncey ain't keeping that from his best friend. Come on now, allegedly, but still, like, come on now. Oh, and who was under where? Was it Damon Jones, the other guy that got caught? Who was on Ty Lue's staff for like 5 years in Cleveland? Damon Jones. Okay, so Ty Lue shaking in his boots. I'm sure he's like, oh no. Yeah, that's why I say when I think it's like. The hammer's going to come down, and there's going to be a lot more people who get like thrown into this. That's one where you're going, oh no, Ty Lue, things don't add up for you.
If Ty Lue is even, I don't know if he's involved or not, but if he is, like, another idiot, I think the reality of the situation is this is only going to get worse. Like, you're only going to find out more. Like, it's only going.
That was just the first thing.
And look at the timing when they decided to do it. Like right on NBA opening week. Like they dropped this news right as everyone's watching the NBA. They knew what they were doing.
Chauncey literally on Wednesday night, coached the first game of the season, goes home, goes to sleep, Thursday morning getting arrested. It's crazy. And it's gonna I'm interested to see how this thing goes down.
Yeah, now you're gonna have more guys involved. And you're going to have more Terry Roziers because guess what? He ain't the only one either. There's more NBA players that probably are doing shit like this. Guys that are making less money. The big one is Jonte Porter. Remember, he got straight up banned, but I don't know if he was. I don't think he got arrested though. I think he just got banned from the NBA.
Well, yeah, but they said Jonte Porter's within all of this. They said that Jonte Porter got threatened. That's why he did it, was because they have proof that he got threatened. So the Jonte might get off a little bit because it's like, hey, if there's a threat, like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm going to kill your family or something. Obviously, but like,
they have to prove it, but
I got to do it. But when they said it, when they did the press conference, those guys said that Jonte Porter got threatened. That was why he was a part of it.
Hey, Mark Royal says Billups will beat the case.
I hope so, man.
You know how you beat the case?
No, Jeff, come on, man! Don't do that to my guy, dude.
I'm just saying.
No. We don't. We're no snitches, man. We don't do that. We've been taught.
Sing like the choir.
You make me nervous because I've been taught my whole life never snitch on anyone, and I never will. I would never. You're making me think that you would snitch on me. I don't like that.
No,
it scares me.
Listen, this isn't about. This is two different things. This is what Jeff would do and what Chauncey should do.
I'm gonna do something real quick.
What Chauncey should do, my guy Chauncey, is you don't want to go to prison. All right, I'm not saying that. I don't think anyone would want to go to prison, but Chauncey, just save your own ass. Okay,
watch this. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna call someone. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna say we're live. Hold on.
I mean, who is it? What is this? See, I don't know, chat. It's just it's a tough.
Guys, I got Lukas Klotz on. Klotz, say hello to the people.
What is up? What is up, people?
Klotz, I have a question for you. If you were in Chauncey, or if you were in Chauncey Billups' position and me and you ran this poker table thing together and you got arrested, would you snitch on me?
No.
What was that? Say that again.
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Jeff's saying Chauncey needs to snitch on everyone to get out. I'm like,
no.
Are you going to snitch on me on something?
Because here's the thing: if you're getting involved, like in that specific situation, it's not the type of situation where you want to be ratting on people, because then it's like the situation gets larger and affects more people. So it's like Chauncey Billups did that. You take the pain and you go serve the time. You're a jackass for doing it in the first place.
You would never snitch on me, right, Klotz?
No, because I would hope that you would do the same.
I would never snitch on
you. If you got caught, I hope that I wouldn't be snitched on. But obviously, Jeff being a rat.
He said he was like, I want to get out of jail. Like he was like, I'm not lasting in prison.
No, I never.
None of us are. So you're bringing me in with you? I mean, your pal while all that's going on. You want to be lonely during all that? Is that what it is?
You changed the.
You're going. You're not getting.
What did I change? I didn't change the argument. Hold on. You can't hear Jeff. Can you?
It's Klotzy snitching on you. We're talking Chauncey to the mafia. I wouldn't snitch on my boys, but if the mafia,
I'm saying if all of us were running a poker thing like this and one of us got in trouble and we had to go to prison,
we're not snitching on our boys here.
He's saying it's different because he said it's the mafia. So he was like, I would snitch on the mafia.
Michael Francis did it.
That'd be the last person. Your family's dead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm confused.
This is the last time you ever would want to snitch. Like your whole family's dead.
That was my point too.
No,
your dogs, cats, lizards, fish, dead.
Not the fish. They're gonna kill the fish.
No,
they're gonna just leave it out on the table, so that way when you come home from jail, it's just gonna be sitting there. If you even have a house anymore, you're probably gonna lose all your money.
You're not coming home from jail if you snitch. You're gonna die in jail.
Yeah, they got guys inside too. So Jeff, you're shitting your own bed there.
Oh no, that is funny. All right, hey Klotz, love you, brother.
Love you, fellas.
Do you know who Michael Francis is?
Yeah, I've watched this stuff before. Yeah.
Do you know what Michael Francis did?
Snitched?
Yeah.
I still would never.
I know it sounds cool. Like, I would never snitch.
Bro. I wouldn't. It's not cool. It's just...
Do you know how many mafia members snitched on the mafia to save their ass? And they were.
How many of them lived?
There's people that definitely suffered the consequences. Michael Francis obviously snitched. His family's fine. He's fine. He saved his ass. He did some time, but he shortened his time by snitching. you don't think Chauncey thinks about that? You guys think?
I just don't want to like. There's some of them that obviously got the family killed and them killed. I would rather just not put that in harm and just be like, hopefully, I'm the lucky one that doesn't. I'm
looking at Chauncey, and if this was the 1980s, I would tell Chauncey, shut your mouth, do not do a damn thing. But in 2025, Chauncey, fucking snitch, bro. Like, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine, dude. Like, nothing's gonna happen to you. You'll be fine. It's like, and then your reputation, the reputation, the rest of your life is you're a snitch. My reputation.
I don't want to. I'm not doing. No, I'm not a.
Michael Francis is one of the coolest motherfuckers. I love watching that guy. No one looks at him and goes snitch.
But if he snitches on half of the NBA, all his reputation in the NBA is that's the snitch that turned everyone in.
He's already never getting a job. Like, it's done.
Yeah, I know that, but like his reputation right now is just like he just did poker games. Like, all right, cool. But like, if he snitched on half of the NBA and half of the NBA goes to jail, it's like Chauncey Billups, the guy who snitched on half of the NBA, got half of the NBA locked up. Like, it's like, oh no, dude, like Chauncey, come on, you ruined the NBA season for the next 4 years.
They wouldn't come out and say Chauncey snitch, but everyone would just get caught.
Everyone would know. You would know. You would be like, that's the guy who's like, I don't ever think Chauncey's a snitch. Man.
Terry Rozier snitch.
They're both snitches then. And then it's like Terry and Chauncey, the two snitches that turned everyone in. You don't want that on your back.
See, everyone, and I'm telling you, man, I
love that. That was, I had to call Klotz because it was like, yeah, put someone like in the pressure like chamber, like without like, hey, would you snitch on me? No. All right, yeah, good.
It's
bottom
easy,
line.
No, easy to say no. But when you're in front of in court of law, in front of a judge, and you're facing,
I would not snitch. I would just sit there and go. I would know because I think people need to realize too.
Hard, bro.
No, because I think one, you know that hey, there's a chance outside of if you snitch, you're probably something's going to happen to you or your family, right? Done. But if you don't snitch, like they're going to make sure you're taken care of. Like we're joking around, like hey, we're not going to make it in prison. If you don't snitch on these people, they're going to make sure you get taken care of in prison. Like they will make sure of it. Like you're fine. Like you're going to be in a nice. I'm not obviously not a great spot, but like you're not going to get. Nothing's going to happen to you.
They don't give a shit. How do you act like you know prison? We don't
know. But I know that like if you're involved with the mob and stuff, like if you go to prison and you don't snitch and you like you show them like, hey, I'm one of us. Like I'll stand on business and I'm not turning any of you in. Like let's go. Hey, for the next 10 years when I'm in prison, like hey, they're gonna be like, hey, we got to make sure this guy's good. Like we got to like he didn't turn us in. We got to take care of him until he gets out. And then when you get out, guess who's picking you up? They are.
No, bro.
Guess who's going to make sure you have a
too many mob movies.
Guess who's going to make sure that you have a house or you have somewhere to stay and money when you get out? They will.
No, you're talking about if you're in the family and you don't snitch.
Yeah, I would guarantee you if you're working for them, and something like big like this happens and you could easily turn half of the family in and you choose not to and you have an opportunity to cut your sentence down and they find out and you choose and you go, I'm not doing it. They're going to look at you like family at that point. They're going to be like, okay, bro, I respect. You're one of us now.
Yeah,
100%. That's how it works. What?
You're teaching me about the mafia. I mean, you're telling me. Listen, in 2025, I think it sounds like in theory, it's like, oh, I'm snitch, my family will be taken care of. And
even look at Travis Clark. He said, to be honest, Jeff, I did 6 years. Booner is speaking the truth. You don't want the snitch jacket. Think about, let's say Chauncey has 10 years, right? He's about to get 10 years. Say he snitches and goes down to 5. You don't think everyone in that prison that the mafia doesn't impede? They don't have people in that prison that know you.
They won't put him in where everyone else is.
No, but I mean, dude, Diddy, it's the same thing. You could say that with Diddy. Like, they're not going to put Diddy with everyone else. Diddy just woke up 2 days ago with a knife on his neck. Like, someone tried to kill him in prison the other day. Like,
it's Diddy's. I mean, he's literally a piece of shit. Like,
yeah, I know, but like, they still put him in a prison at like, that level of like, hey, like, he's famous. We got to keep him away from other people. And that still happened. Like, dude, come on now.
I'm telling you, I think Chauncey's gonna fold. He's gonna fold.
I'm so interested to see. I still think no matter what, he's probably gonna get like 2 or 3 years. It's not gonna be anything crazy.
He's gonna fold, bro. I listen. I'm not saying I'm not trying to promote to be a snitch. I'm just saying Chauncey. I can see Chauncey folding and ratting out a bunch of people. I can't.
Not Chauncey, man. No.
Or Terry. They're gonna once you're in that type of position, you're like shit. Like I I don't know. It's tough. Well, see, we shouldn't even be looking at Chauncey and Terry. We should be looking at the other 30 involved. Are they going to snitch? Like, dude, like
those are capos. Those are capos and stuff. The capos aren't snitching.
Dude, I'm telling you, look up how the mafia. Dude, a lot more people snitch than you think. You think no one ever snitched? A lot of people snitched back in the day. That's what got these guys taken down. They're back
now.
Dude, it's just, yeah. Buddy says, Jeff, you would not want to go to prison. You are a pretty boy type. Well, yeah, buddy. Okay, I'm uncomfortable reading that comment. Number one. Number two, I definitely wouldn't want to go to prison regardless. If I was ugly, if I was good looking, I don't want to go to prison.
I think I'm out on prison too. I'm fully out on. I've said it before. I wouldn't last a day in prison. That's like my worst nightmare. Prison.
I mean, Buddy saying I'm the pretty boy type is not a comment I expect to read on a Friday night at 9:00. But I don't want to go to prison. Fuck that, dude. Who wants to go?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think there are people who might be like, yeah, screw it.
It's better off in prison. I mean, I know people like that. I know a guy who went to prison, got out, and he says actually, it's not too bad in there because their life out here is they make friends and connections in there, and they kind of like being in prison. Those are different types. I like to call them different breeds. They don't want it. They'd rather be in prison. You know, they're too. They can't operate in a normal society. They just have to be in prison. Me, I'm good. That's why I pay my taxes. Okay. All right.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm not.
I honestly, there's sides of me where I'm nervous that I don't want to do my taxes right or do finances right, or I mess something up and I'm like, I'm going to just get randomly thrown in prison one day. That scares me. Freaks me out.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, fucking.
Because I think there's people who are just like normal people like me who are just like screw something up. And then it's just next thing they know, they're like getting sentenced to prison. And they're like, what happened? Like, I'm nervous and scared that's going to happen to me one day. It's freaky, dude. Buddy said, talk about something else. But Buddy's controlling us right now. Buddy, what do you want to?
Buddy's the one that said I would be pretty boy in prison. I mean, what the? I mean, like silent service. What is this? I mean, what is Jeff Sweet Bottom Iafrate? I mean, okay.
Oh no, let's move on, Jeff.
Yeah,
it's going too far.
Move on. We got to move on. Thoughts on the Pistons, man? I mean, can we transition?
They're up right now. They're winning.
Yeah, they're up 3. I mean, Cade hasn't really been. He hasn't really woken up yet. Which
also, too, this is such a random thing. Luke Walton just looks different this year. I don't know what it is. Looks weird. It's like something happened to him.
He looks weird.
I don't know.
Is he gambling too? I mean,
maybe. But like look at Luke Walton like just a couple years ago when he was with the Kings, and then I saw a picture of him yesterday or 2 days ago at the game, and I was like, that's a different person. That's just such a different person. That's two different humans.
Well, what does he look like? Now I want to see what he looks like. Is he
still
clean shaven?
I don't, dude. Hold on, let me see Luke Walton. Let me see if I can find the picture that I saw the other day.
Clean shaven Luke Walton. That's how I'm thinking of him.
I don't know, dude. I saw a picture of him the other day. I don't know where I saw it. Oh, they're showing him on the screen right now. Hold on, let me see if I can take a picture. Get back in the screen, Luke.
Yeah, Luke. I mean, yeah, I see that. Dude, if I went to Chad, if I went to prison, yeah,
I'm gonna get a picture of Luke for you. I'll send it in Slack.
I'd just be doing push-ups and I wouldn't say a word to anyone. I'm just doing my time.
Honestly, I'll do the same. Like, please don't talk to me. No one. Like, please leave me alone. I beg of you.
And then you get a 6'5" cellmate that wants a piece of you.
And then there's like all these there's just like different like groups in there, and you like, who are you with? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Hold on, I'm about to get Luke. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going in prison. I don't know. I'm not joining those the skinhead dudes. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing in there. I mean, that's
I got a picture.
I'm never showering. Also, I'd be smelling. I'm not showering. There's no way. Not doing that either.
Can I send you this picture of Luke Walton?
Yeah, send me the picture.
I sent it in Slack. It does not look like Luke Walton.
Let me see this.
Like if you look at him with the Kings compared to then, or like when he was the head coach of the Lakers a couple years ago.
Oh, I mean, he looks like he just has.
He looks so different than what he did like a couple years ago. Maybe
yeah,
not.
Jay Hart. No, Jay Hart. I am not. No, I'm staying away from those fucking skinheads, dude. Those guys. I know. I'm good. I don't know what I don't know what I would do.
I don't know what that is. No,
I got a circle when I'm filling out one of those paperworks. I got to write Caucasian or white. But if I go into prison, I'm all of a sudden not. I don't know. I that one. I'm good. I'm gonna follow the law. I'm gonna avoid that. You know, I don't want to be those guys. I don't want to hang out with a bunch of racist dudes, bald head. I'm good. Luke Walton, by the way, 5 o'clock shadow, shorter hair. It looks like.
Does he look different or no?
Yeah, he does.
That's not Luke Walton. What happened to Luke Walton?
Someone said he got Botox.
Does not look like him. I saw him the other night on opening night, and I was like, "That's not Luke." I think Jalen Duren just got ejected.
Really?
That sucks because I had a bet on them.
I mean, that sucks. That sucks. Jalen Duren got ejected.
I think so. He's walking off the court.
Chaz Lanier's playing some snaps some time. Some snaps.
Yeah, Jalen Duren had 6 and 6 and just got.
Chaz Lanier's in the game, banged a 3-ball. Yo, Chaz Lanier.
What just happened? Why is Jalen Duren out?
Damn. He's playing some snaps.
And then he held up the Detroit thing when he was walking off.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, he's playing early. Second round pick already getting some playing time early.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great sign, actually.
It's because Karis LeVert's not playing tonight.
He's a shooter. Duncan's had a good night. I'm just so interested. I know we talked about it with Sean the other day. I'm so interested to see how some of these guys like gel with this team. Because last year, you had like some vets last year. It's like you just have new vets. And I always feel like this is my thought process. When you have a team that's like supposed to be good, you have to like veterans matter. Like I think veterans are one of the most important pieces. And if you can't get a good gel well with the veterans, or you can't get a good rhythm with them, then your season's over. I think that's true. As crazy as that sounds. Like look at the Nuggets when they got rid of some of their vets, like Bruce Brown and there's a couple that I'm missing.
KCP they got rid of too.
KCP, like those are vets that played very well with them, and they were so good to where like last year Malik Beasley he gelled very well with this team. Same Tim Hardaway as well. And then you move down and now it's like, all right, now you have new vets in here. Can they gel like they did? And I think you see that with a lot of like contending teams around the NBA every year. Is like if your vets aren't gelling well and they're not playing well with what your stars and your younger guys, you're not going to win. You won't.
Well, we're Eric Vincent's waiting. By the way, we talked about how we'd survive in prison if we were Chauncey, and now we got to transition to Eric Vincent. This show's off the rails, but we're gonna get it back on the rails with Eric Vincent now. We're gonna talk some ball.
All I know is Chauncey's not snitching.
We're gonna get it back on the rails here. We're gonna be joined by our good friend here, Eric Vincent, covers the Detroit Pistons for Clutch Points. Just an absolute ball door. Eric, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm cool, man, but I ain't got no prison talk for y'all. So yeah, please leave me out of that. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Eric, do you think Chauncey is going to snitch on people in the NBA?
Chauncey's too real for that. He was raised next to Sheed and Ben Wallace. That's not happening.
Thank you.
No, free Chauncey. Free Chauncey to himself.
Hey, you're right. I was telling Booner, I said, man, everyone preaches the don't snitch until you're in front of that judge facing.
Yeah.
And you're like
hot water.
Shit. But I'll start there with you, Eric, because I do kind of. I know you've been speaking about it. You kind of shared your thoughts, but now that we've gotten a chance to chop it up with you, what have you kind of thought of this whole situation with the Chauncey Billups thing? But bigger than that, just the NBA all this like it feels like just a lot more going to come out here, Eric, in the next couple weeks. It feels like we're trending that way. It's not just Chauncey or Terry Rozier. It feels like there's more that could potentially come out.
Yeah, this seems like this is something that's been calculated and very studied. Like normally, like similar to the Malik Beasley situation, he was, the first alert we got was he's under investigation. The very first thing we saw is that Chauncey's already booked. And like that was kind of crazy. Right. Like they already had some stuff on him, and it seems like this is something they prepared for a while. I'm still really in shock. I really didn't think of all people, for one, like Chauncey would be the one, like kind of in this kind of a predicament. Seeing that it has to do with the mob, it has to do with poker. Like it just all just seems really, really odd. And then of course the FBI's involvement with it as well. Like this is all just really, really shocking to me. I don't know if this is again, it doesn't seem like any kind of a coincidence. I definitely think there's going to be more to come. I think that's what Pablo Torre even reported himself. He's been on a crusade fighting out what's been going on with the NBA buddy. I feel like he needs to be in the FBI himself, going at some more important people. But it seems like this is a very serious thing that they're targeting, which is kind of weird in itself because I think sports gambling altogether is kind of a weird mix. And I don't know, just knowing how it's promoted, knowing how involved it is, it's really shocking, especially if we find out that we've seen players now involved. Chauncey as a coach now involved. If it hits to a point where there are front office people that are getting pinched for this too, that's when things are really gonna shake up. But so I'm keeping my eyes open for this, to see how it shakes out, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, Eric, I do want to talk about just the other night here before we kind of talk about the future and the season for the Pistons. What were your thoughts on opening night 2 days ago? Obviously, it was the Bulls game. They're down all game, and it felt like, and I feel like there was a lot of times last year too, and I thought this year, okay, maybe this is going to go away, to where they just wait until the fourth quarter to turn things. Like Cade, like just kind of, what's the word? Like he's just going not through motions, but that's basically, it felt like for 3 quarters he's going through motions, and then fourth quarter, let's turn it on. What were your thoughts on that and kind of how that game played out here to start the season?
Yeah, it was definitely an ugly start for him. Getting down as many as double digits in the first quarter, being down as many, I think it's 20 plus in the first half. Yep. Nikola Vucevic, who's been a certified Piston killer for the past several years, and really just stretch bigs in general, just seemed to just have the Pistons number. And it really made a huge dent in terms of how they were defending them, and they really impacted them how they were starting off so slow as well. Cade picked up 2 early fouls. Jalen Duren picked up 2 early fouls and only played 19 minutes as well. So it was really unfortunate how he was able, kind of limited to that game. But on the good side, we did see some guys step up. Beef Stew had a fantastic game. Ron Holland looks like he's really ready to take another step forward with his game on defense and offense. We saw some good things from Asar. We did see Cade. Like you said, it's normal for Cade, from what we've seen, to kind of come out a little slow and then turn things on in the second half or the fourth quarter when needed. I think he scored 13, maybe 15 points in the fourth quarter. So it was definitely a discouraging start, but knowing JB Bickerstaff teams, he doesn't let his guys quit. So they did a good job of battling back. It looked like they really did have a chance to kind of swipe that game from the Bulls, but they just unfortunately weren't able to, really execute down the stretch late offensively. So, they're definitely getting off to a better start now against Houston. But unfortunately, that was a tough game to fumble. They were looked at as the favorite between the two, just knowing the talent that they have and their experience. And so to fumble that against a division rival is a little disappointing, but it also shows how much air for improvement they have if they were able to only lose that game by 4 points when it was a 20-plus game difference at one point.
Eric, I want to ask you about Ron Holland, because it seems like his jump, at least in the opener against the Bulls, was super prevalent. I mean, he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And honestly, he's a player that a lot of people have their eyes on, kind of in the same category as Asar. I mean, Asar is obviously a much better defender, but to kind of take that jump offensively and to see him play the way he did to start the season, what has been kind of your takeaway from Ron Holland as an offensive player on top of what he brings defensively? And then your kind of vision for the future of Asar and Ron Holland kind of playing together, because it's something that maybe won't happen in the future or in the near future, but should happen in the long-term future.
Yeah, it's been an impressive start for him. We saw a lot of progression even as early as Summer League. I was able to talk to his dad out in Vegas. He put on some muscle out there, and his dad was really raving about a lot of work that he did during the offseason, and it's been translating so far. Summer League, he was really impressive. Preseason, he had some standout moments, and even the first couple games, he's always that energy and that spark plug guy that kind of gets the Pistons going when they're going off to a slow start. So that was kind of what they did against the Bulls. They got him in there. He was able to get a couple turnovers, create some offense of his own. And that's really the big jump that we're looking for, because we know he can score in transition, but where he's really taking a step forward is his half-court scoring. So now we're seeing him in pick-and-roll situations, taking defenders on islands where he's able to score with his left hand. The biggest thing that I'm most impressive with, outside of his jump shooting, which is another good thing he's doing a great job at, from the mid-range and from three. But the thing that I'm paying attention to is his passing. He had a really nice play where he was driving. I don't know if it was in transition or half court, but he took a step and he had Beef Stew on an easy roll, for a layup. And I didn't think he would think to make the play, because normally, like, the anticipation passes are known from some of the more elite level passers, and he was able to pull it off with ease, hitting Stew right in stride. So he said he's did a lot of studying of Cade Cunningham's game in terms of how he creates shots for himself, create shots for others. And again, he's got a lot of room to grow before he gets to a guy like Cade in terms of his scoring, but he looks very dialed in with his confidence and some of the work that he's done with Fred Vincent with his jump shooting. So he's definitely a guy to keep your eyes on for the Pistons this season, because he's one of the biggest swing players that they have that could really tip the direction of how far they go in the Eastern Conference this year.
Yeah, what do you think, Eric, about these kind of new vets? We were talking about it before you just hopped on. I was talking about how Beasley and Tim Hardaway, they gelled so well with guys like Cade and Jalen Duren and kind of the starters last year. What is your confidence level with, let's say, Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson coming in and kind of being that replacement? Do you think that they're going to be able to gel and kind of fill the role of what those other two guys last year did?
I don't want to say I think they can necessarily fill what they did, because I think even with Malik Beasley's amazing three-point shooting that we saw last year, hitting over 300, and then Tim Hardaway Jr. making some timely shots as well for the Pistons, they were also really competitive on defense. I don't think they were like lockdown, top level defenders, but they did do a good job in terms of rotations, helping the Pistons, especially with the younger players like Ivy, Duren, who are dealing with, the concept of learning how to defend without fouling. Those guys helped them a lot. I saw a lot of times, during timeouts and during pre-games where Tim Hardaway would actually talk to the guys about defending without fouling. And we saw some of that progression, during the second half of the year. So, with these guys now, again, I like Duncan Robinson in this team because he's now with a pass-first point guard, which is something he's never really had in Miami. He's always been kind of an afterthought, unless like Tyler Hero or another shooter was down, he would be somebody to step in. But knowing his defense wasn't really there and he didn't really give a whole lot outside of that, and again, not playing with a point guard that can set him up for those kind of shots kind of made his game a little bit limited. Now playing with Cade, playing with Asar, and a lot of other willing passers on the roster, he gets some more open looks, and he's got to be able to turn those into quality shots for the Pistons when they need them. Karis LeVert, I think he's the big takeaway guy. I think he's shown that he's really productive on both sides of the basketball. He talked about growing as a defender during his time in Cleveland under JB Bickerstaff, so they have history together. And he's a great all-around offensive player as well. Can create his own shot. And I think outside of just him being able to be talented enough to get his own shot, I think standing next to a guy like Ron Holland and Asar Thompson, who are learning to kind of build their own offensive packages together, learning from a guy like Karis LeVert, I think is a huge guy and a huge veteran they can learn from. So while I don't think they can necessarily fill in all the, production that we got last season from the other vets, I do think they have value that they can add in their own right. And then I think a lot of the other, gaps will have to be kind of made up from the entire team. But I do still think these guys can be productive and help the Pistons win some games.
Yeah, Eric, Jaden Ivey's going to be out, obviously, like the first month of the season, just to kind of clean up some things with that knee. But what are some things you want to see from him this year? I know he's been a player under a lot of pressure. On top of that, obviously, Duren and Ivey are due to get extended. But what do you want to see as someone who covers the Pistons in order for you to be satisfied with him deserving an extension, whether you might or not? But just what do you want to see from him upon his return for this team moving forward? Because they missed him last year down the stretch, obviously.
They definitely did. The Pistons offense, especially in the half court set, they definitely need another creator. And for one, I want to see that he's still healthy. Again, unfortunately, a guy like him where his speed and his athleticism are two of the most important things to his game, it hurts to see and know that he's taking some shots to his legs that, again, they may not be affecting them long term, but they do make you wonder how much they could be affected, where you're putting a lot of pressure on that, and you want them to be able to be confident to still be able to run in open space. He's a guy that likes to play above the rim. You don't want to see that sacrifice. So I want to see that still, be, kind of a solidified thing in his game. I think he's something we haven't been able to see where he's been kind of putting more responsibility on his defense. I know a lot of people have issues with him as a defender, but I think the fact that he's never really played with an extended amount of time next to Asar Thompson or Ron Holland puts a lot more defensive pressure on him. So I think if you put him in a secondary role where he just has to guard passing lanes and help create transition looks, I think that's an area where he can really excel and take a step forward, because I don't think you need him to be a on-ball defender on some of the top flight scorers in the NBA when you have guys like Asar who's really signed on to do that. So I really want to see him, have that increased role in terms of his defense. Offensively, I want to see his turnovers come down a little bit, because he's definitely going to have the ball in his hand as one of the primary creators, especially when Cade Cunningham sits down. And I want to see that his jump shot is still there together. I was a fan and a believer that was something that could be, a consistent aspect in the whole season for him. Shooting 46% from the field, 41% from three, and really doing it in different situations, whether it's catch and shoot situations or off the dribble, creating it himself. He showed that he's capable of doing both, and I think this Pistons offense needs that very soon. So again, it sucks that he's injured now. It's better that he's injured now more so than being injured towards the postseason like we just saw last year. It's better that he gets it out of the way now and be available, once the postseason is in their view. So hopefully it won't linger too long, and hopefully he's able to kind of gel with this young core as soon as possible.
Yeah, Eric, I do want to get from you here, because we haven't spoke with you in a little while. Your season expectations, because I have heard a variety of different things from people who cover the team and as well as national media, whether it's, hey, they just need to make the playoffs again, or, hey, you're expected now, to win a playoff series. And I've heard people even say get to the Eastern Conference Finals with how the East looks right now. What are your expectations for this team right now in this season?
So for me, it's a couple areas where I want to see them make defined growth. It doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of the number of wins that they get. I know a lot of people have said they should win 50 games. They should be aiming for between 45 and 50. I'm not necessarily thinking about it like that. I just want to see them finish in the playoff run, not the play-in. So that means being finished as a top 6 seed. And I want them to win a playoff series. I think that has to be a benchmark for them to show that they're really going in the right direction. I think a good stat or a good line and note that they had from last season against the Knicks was that they were able to push the Knicks every single game that they played. There were no blowouts. They didn't really come out slacking. They were motivated and competitive every single game, showing that they're able to compete with some of the best teams in the NBA, because New York is still very serious. So I think I want to see them, no matter who they're matched up against. I think they're capable of playing against anybody in that first round and taking that series. I think, it's been some years since we've seen a playoff series win for this franchise, and I think they're well capable to do so as long as they're healthy and as long as the young guys are taking steps forward and they're getting better as the season goes on, which we saw them do last season. I want to see them kind of use that as their barometer for right now, not so much of how many wins they're going to get. I feel like they could possibly, win maybe 42 or 41, which is not as high as they had last season. But if they're still in the hunt and they're, cooking towards the end of the year and seeing some progressions from the veterans in terms of how they gel with the young guys, that's a promising sign for them. So if they can get the benchmark of winning a first round matchup, no matter who it is, I think that's a win and a sign of progression for this young team.
All right, Eric, you're the best, man. Keep crushing,
Legend.
Keep grinding. We'll talk to you soon. You guys can follow Eric. I am Eric Vincent on X. Check out his work, man. He's crushing it. He's doing content, so check out his stuff. Eric, we'll talk to you soon, bro.
You're going to be there Sunday, Eric?
I will. Yep, I'll be in the building. I'll be over at LCA for sure.
We'll see you there.
Up, man. We'll be there. We'll watch the Celtics.
Oh, you all going to be there?
Yes, sir. We'll
okay. Oh, yeah, we're going to chop it up for sure. All right, I'll see you guys then.
Let's do it. There you go.
All
Eric Vincent. Check him out. He's the man, dude. Shout out to Eric for joining the fellas, talking some ball. We also have I'll say this. He's a man with a lot of opinions. He's got a lot of opinions.
Coming on.
Some land, some don't. But he's got them. He's a man. He's the legend. Caleb Czarnik.
You didn't need to say that. That was
gentlemen. It's great to be here tonight. Jeff, that was mean. I mean, you didn't. Have to,
whoa! Can we adjust the camera a little bit?
I think we're good now. I mean,
that guy was like, hello.
I've gotten shorter since the last show. I've gotten shorter.
I have bad news for the people too. We're doing Pick'em. I do not have the records for a second straight week.
Yeah,
but maybe that's good because it'll build like that.
I think it's good for Caleb because last week you weren't here, Jeff, and it was really funny because Caleb went on like a 2-minute rant about how he went like 7-2, and he was like, "I had my best week yet. I'm about to go crazy." And then he looked at it and he was like, "Oh, that was a couple weeks ago." He's like, "I did so bad last week." It was right after he went on a rant about how good he did, and he was like, "Oh no, I can't
make any ground." I think every week I'm like 500. I can't make any ground. Yeah. I haven't had a great week. I haven't had a terrible week. I think
it's really. I think we're all like pretty similar. I think maybe I'm just above 500. Jeff's like around 500, and Caleb's like either just under. I think
I'm over now. I think I went 500.
I might be in third.
Like right
I might be in third now.
Right over 500. Yeah. That's right.
I'll figure that out. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll go back the last 2 weeks. I'll figure it out. We'll get it handled.
How does the dirt taste, Jeff? You're at the bottom now.
Okay.
Well, no, don't say that because if I get the records tomorrow and you're still at the bottom, be careful because last week you went on a rant about how you went 7-3.
Yeah,
and you're
the
greatest ever, and then you went like 3-7.
By the way, Steve Wilds, appreciate the 20, my friend.
There we go.
Is good or bad money? There's just money. Hashtag
$20. I'm gonna take that $20. I'm going to a poker table.
Yeah, we're gonna use Steve's 20 on a celebrity poker tournament with Chauncey. So
are you a poker guy, Caleb?
I mean, I've played in like with my friends and stuff, but not.
You hesitated there. Have you been at these tables with Chauncey?
No, guys, did you guys see the video of those sunglasses that he was
crazy?
Wearing? That is insane. All cards have that? Like,
no, I think it's specific cards. I think they use a certain deck that you could see.
Yeah, you could see
that is bananas. That is crazy.
They say they had contacts that can do the same thing too.
Yeah, so he just stole millions from these people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Sorry, but
be careful there. We don't need a lawsuit.
Yeah, no. That's
crunch time lawsuit.
Tough situation, dude.
Allegedly,
tough.
Our goat facing some.
The statement was so good from Chauncey's lawyer, where like he was like he would never destroy his reputation that he's built his whole career in this game. Like it was just like he might be right. Statement. Yeah, dude. I was like, he might be right, but then you see all like the documents that come out, and it's like,
maybe he's wrong. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, like it's a great statement, but do you see these? Hey, Mr. Attorney, do you see these papers?
So is Rozier's with like he's not the same thing, right? He's NBA.
No, I mean Chauncey is NBA and poker. Rozier is just NBA.
Was he? Because did you see the thing with Damon Jones, where Damon Jones was? Yeah. Did Chauncey do the same thing?
Damon's both. Yeah. Chauncey, there were in some of the transcripts that was allegedly some of the information on the papers that were handed over. If you read I read some of the documents. It was like the Trailblazers are on a 10-0 run, and the coach, or like they like someone on the Trailblazers told someone that this star player was going to be out tonight before it got released to the media and sports books. And they're like, how did they get that information? And I guess it goes back to potentially Chauncey. And then also Chauncey was like pulling starters when they were in game. Like it was just like, I don't know. The evidence was pretty damning, to be honest.
Tough. Hopefully everything is good.
It's time for pick'em, man. We got a slate. No Lions this week. They're on a bye week. So
yeah, there's actually a lot of teams on a bye week this week. There's not a lot of games. I struggled picking games for us to do.
It's okay.
We only have 8, I think, this week.
We'll have some fun with it. If we have, by the way, if we have some time at the end, we'll talk more Pistons. We chop it up with Caleb a little bit.
Yeah,
Caleb, you're live.
You know what?
Right?
Yes, sir.
I put a parlay on today. Everything's looks like it's gonna hit at half. Jalen Durant just gone.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna come in here, and I knew that was gonna happen. I knew you were gonna say you had a parlay with Duran in it, and he cooked it.
And he was at 12 points, rebounds.
Oh no, who cooked the last one? Tobias
by one.
Man.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
dirty,
and then the end of the night, I had when it was Stephon Castle over points and Anthony Davis over rebounds and assists. Anthony Davis, and I want to say this to Anthony Davis. You're the fucking laziest player I've ever seen in my entire life. You are 7 feet tall. Go up and get one rebound, please.
You only need one. I have a confession to make. Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
When we lost the Pistons bet that night, I went home and I turned the Mavs Spurs game on, and it was halftime. I put 3 7-leg parlays at halftime live bets. And I ended up winning like 3 or 4 units off just one of them. I was like, I think I was 1 AD rebound away from winning like 3 or 4 more units. I didn't send it to the boys, but I didn't show the boys that I won. I just went along.
Hey,
yeah, Xavier's right. Gambling's enhancing lives. Gamble responsibly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And don't do it with the mafia.
Don't do it with the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but what's the slate look like?
All right. Can we get some music?
You know what? Yes, we can. Hold on. Let me get this.
Records.
Hold on. Let me get that little. Hold on. Right here we go. All right.
We have Booner in first by 10 games. We have Caleb or Jeff in second.
No. We don't know this.
And then we have Caleb in last place.
No, guys.
By
we don't know this. We don't have the updated records. We don't know this.
Lukas Klotz, or actually it goes Booner, Jeff, Lukas, Caleb, and Gentry. That's the order.
Okay.
Lukas like 5 games.
The minute you said records, I just stopped listening because there's no validity to it.
Well, do you want to go first then, since we don't know the records?
Sure.
All right, we'll do that then.
Yeah,
first game on the docket here for the boys. Jets at the Bengals.
Oh,
Jets at the Bengals. The Bengals are 6.5-point favorites versus the New York Jets in Cincinnati. Caleb, you take the honors.
Yeah, no problem, Boone. Yucky game. Yucky game. Jeff, you always talk about it, the high-low theory, and that's where I'm going to go with this one. Bengals coming off a big win with Joe Flacco, and the Jets are rock bottom. Am I at all saying the Jets are going to win this football game? Absolutely not. I think there's a chance this team goes 0-17, but do I think they're going to stay within 6.5 points against Joe Flacco and the Bengals? I do. And that's no disrespect to my guy, Joe Flacco, but I think the Jets are going to fight in this one. I think they're going to stay close on the road. They're not going to win, but they'll cover that 6.5. So give me the Jets with the points.
Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This game, I went back and forth because I made a mistake picking the Jets to cover before against the Cowboys, and I picked them outright to win the game, and they did not do that. But we're running it back. This is going to be, honestly, I might just do an automatic loss for the Jets covering every week because they're going to cover some of these games. I'm running it back, Caleb. I'm so glad we're doing it together. Give me the Jets to cover in this game. The up-down theory. I love it.
Up-down, yep.
Yeah, I love the optimism. Jeff calls it the up-down theory. Caleb calls it the high-low theory, whatever you prefer. I love that. Even though, hey, give me that sandwich, no tomatoes, please. Thank you. But Breece Hall, I believe, is out. Garrett Wilson's out. Justin Fields is out. Sauce Gardner, I think, might be out. I don't think they have one star player that's going to be playing on Sunday versus the Bengals. And 6.5 is a weird number. I would like 7.5. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus or minus 6.5 just to win by a touchdown. Jamar Chase is going to go crazy. They don't have no one to guard him. They have no one to guard T. Higgins. Maybe Chase Brown runs for 400 yards on them. I don't know. Joe Flacco is about to rub.
This game they might win 3-0 in this game.
No, they might win like 42-0. The Bengals.
Wow. Okay,
the Bengals might win.
No Garrett Wilson, no Breece Hall, no any of these guys. Fresh faces. You need some fresh faces on that. No, those guys aren't getting it done.
If they can't win with those guys, you think AG is going to win with some random dude? There is no way.
I don't think they'll win. I think they cover.
All right, well then give me the Bengals minus 6.5. I'll take that, please.
Bad or great for us, Caleb. This could be really bad or really good.
Bad.
Yeah, and I've been good.
I'm going to do it every week.
I've been good in pick 'em. All right, next game. The Bears, Jeff, your Bears are on the road. 7-point underdogs. The Ravens are 7-point favorites versus the Chicago Bears. Lamar Jackson is questionable, which would think that means that he is back. He is ready to go. A healthy Ravens team again, desperate Ravens team, a 1-5 Ravens team, and a Bears team that's won 4 straight. Caleb, what do you think here?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson coming back, that's really big for the Ravens. They want to go on a little run here, but the Bears, man, the offensive line and the defense for the Bears has been really good. And I think they're going to be able to run the ball against this Ravens team. Even with Lamar Jackson coming out, he doesn't play defense. The Ravens defense is bad, and I think the Bears are going to keep this one close. I think they keep it within the 7. So I'm going to go with Bears in the points, even with Lamar Jackson's return.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is where I'm gonna fade. Listen, up down theory. Bears are hot, 4 in a row. They're gonna drop one to the Ravens, and I think the Ravens will cover this game. Is it in Chicago or in Baltimore?
It's in Baltimore.
Give me the Ravens. They're desperate.
Really?
They need to win. I think they win. They make a statement. They win by like 10 points.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. This is one that I've been in the middle on because I kind of want to take the Bears. I feel like the Bears could keep this one close. Give me the Ravens. 4 straight wins for the Bears. They're going to have a down week eventually. Desperate Baltimore Ravens team. And if Lamar's back, I don't know. I think Lamar has a big game if he comes back. Give me the Ravens -7. I'm with Jeff on this one. Jeff, I'm excited to join the party. Browns on the road in New England. These are all ugly games today or this weekend, by the way, boys. So I don't want to hear from any of you guys. Oh, why are we doing this game? Every game sucks.
Yeah,
there's not one
ugly.
There's not one good Sunday game, I don't think. But the Browns are going on the road versus the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 7-point favorites. Caleb, we'll start with you. How do we feel about this game? What are we picking?
Yeah, Browns coming off a win. I don't want to say a big win, but a win against maybe the worst NFL team of all time in the Miami Dolphins. But the Patriots look phenomenal. They look like contenders in the AFC, and I think they're going to stomp. I think they're going to stomp the Browns. I think they're going to win by 3 scores. I think they're that good. I think Drake May's that good. So I'm going to take the Patriots with the points -7 at home too.
Yeah. Give me the Patriots in this. I think they're going to win, but they're going to win by more than a touchdown against this Browns team. I'll say that. Like, give me the Patriots. I'm not going to think.
You both just took the Patriots?
Are you're taking the Patriots too?
I don't know, man.
If Shadur was starting, I'd think twice. But I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Go with your heart, Boone.
You know what? I had a problem last week. I was like, I'm going against the Patriots because the Titans, they just fired their head coach. And the Patriots actually, I think last week was my realization. And I've been saying it all year. I feel like the Patriots are good. Last week was the realization that the Patriots aren't just good. They're really good. They're an actual, a playoff team that could win in the playoffs. So I'm going to go the Patriots at -7. It's weird. I hate this that I have essentially the Ravens to win by 7 and the Patriots to win by 7. I don't know if I like that. And I have the Bengals to win by 7. I have 3 teams to win by 7. I just think there's blowouts. I don't like that. Next game, 49ers are on the road versus the Houston Texans, 2.5-point favorites. The Texans are 2.5-point favorites. Brock Purdy out again, boys. If you guys did not know that. Mac Jones in again. Mac Jones has been balling, by the way. I think Mac Jones, side note, Mac Jones will have a starting job next season for a team. I don't think it's going to be like a bad team like the Panthers. I think he's going to have a starting job for a good team like the Vikings or something. I think Mac Jones is going to land a legit job next year. What do you guys think, though?
Oh, man, this one's tough. This is where I wish I didn't go first.
No, go first, Caleb. You wanted it.
Yeah, I know. Well, the Texans looked incredibly bad last Monday. That offensive line is atrocious. CJ Stroud, I've been saying it, man. This dude, look, I know he had a phenomenal rookie season. This guy has not impressed me in the past 2 years. I don't think he's played a good game in the past 2 years. Oh, 2.5. That is such a weird. Why are they favored? Why are they favored in this football game?
It's that defense. That defense is incredible. That Houston Texans defense.
You know what? I'm going to go with the defense. I think Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter, they're going to get to Mac Jones. And if you get to Mac Jones, he really
Danielle
can't
Hunter
do
out for the
anything.
season, Caleb. I'm kidding. I'm joking. That was
I know. I mean, you got me.
joke.
Okay, give me the Texans minus 2.5. That defense is going to get to Mac Jones.
Jeff,
Give me the 49ers.
smart man.
George Kittle's back. Christian McCaffrey, he's going to ball. We know that. And I just don't have trust in what I'm seeing from the Texans offensively, man. They can't run the fucking ball. Isn't Nico Collins hurt?
Yeah,
I think he was hurt. He got hurt. I don't know if he's playing though. I don't know what update on that.
They ruled him out for this game. So
Oh yeah, it's tough. Can't go back. I'll take the 49ers as well, Jeff. I like the plus 2.5. I think they win the game outright. And by the way, too,
it's 2.5, right?
It's 2.5. Yeah, I think they went outright. 49ers win this game. Also, side note, just for people within this game, if you want to bet, I'll give you a free bet. You're lucky. I typically charge $100 per bet. You're lucky you're getting a free bet tonight. George Kittle anytime touchdown. It's National Tight Ends Day. George Kittle created National Tight Ends Day. He created Tight End U with Travis Kelce and Greg Olsen. So George Kittle will get in the end zone on Sunday. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Love that.
You're all welcome. You're welcome. Next game, New York Giants on the road versus the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown out. A.J. Brown is out, but the Eagles are still 7-point favorites at home. Caleb, you're up.
Yeah, Giants beat them in their last matchup. I think this is a get-back game for the Eagles. Give me the Eagles minus 7. I'll just keep it short and sweet.
This one's tough for me because the Eagles, I think, they're going to win this game. They just haven't really covered.
They covered last week.
Did they against the Vikings? The game was they won by 5 or 6. What were they 5.5?
2.5.
Yeah, this seems kind of steep though. I mean, they haven't blown out a single team this year.
What did you take, Caleb?
Eagles.
You
want me to go, Jeff? I can go to give you.
No. I'll just say, you know what? Give me the Giants to cover this game. I'm gonna go CTE Scattaboo, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I actually have a bold take with this, Jeff. I hope maybe if you want to. Eagle or Giants win this game outright.
You think the Giants are beating the Eagles twice this year?
The Giants win this game outright.
So they're beating so the Giants are going to beat the Eagles twice this year.
I don't think the Eagles. I think the whole 300 yards from Jalen Hurts last week, and I think that offensive explosion, I think that covered up a lot of other bad things again that was going on in that game, to where they had that big explosion offensively, and they still it was only a 1-possession game versus the Vikings. Like that's, to me, that's like, was it the Vikings? Yeah, the Vikings. It was like that. That's just, it's questionable to me. And then you saw the Vikings essentially just get manhandled last night. So it's like, how good was this team really? And they barely snuck by the Vikings after losing 2 straight. I don't think Philly's as good as people are putting them out to be. And I know there's a lot of national media who are like, people are underrating Philly right now. I disagree. I think this Giants team, Jackson Dart, Scattaboo, and I think this defense is going to be a problem for Philly with no A.J. Brown. And Saquon can't figure it out. Like, they just can't figure it out. 7. This should be a 4.5-point game or 3.5-point spread. It's 7. I'll take the 7 for New York. I like that. Jeff, me and you, we're lockstep, Jeff.
Yeah.
We're lockstep. Next game, the Bucks. They're on the road. They're 4.5-point favorites on the road versus the New Orleans Saints. This is a weird one. I wonder why they're 4.5-point favorites. Maybe it's injuries or whatever, but that does feel like a weird spread. Caleb, who do you have though? Bucks 4.5-point favorites over the Saints.
Yeah, this is a weird spread. They should be more than a 4.5-point favorite, especially coming off a loss. The Baker in the offense looked not good last week against the Lions, and I think they're going to get back on track here against the Saints. I think they're going to cover this 4.5, and I think they're going to cover it pretty easily, even without guys like Mike Evans and injuries on that offensive line. I'm taking the Bucks minus 4.5.
Yep, I'm taking the Bucks too. I think it's a bounce back game for them. I know they have a ton of injuries, but the Saints the Saints just lost both games by basically a score. So last 2 games, I think they cover this one.
Yeah, we'll just do a clean sweep here. I like the Bucks. Even with injuries, I feel like Baker's about to go nuts in New Orleans. I feel like he's going to make a statement. Cowboys on the road in Denver. They are 3.5-point underdogs. The Broncos are 3.5-point favorites at home versus Dak Prescott and that offense. CeeDee Lamb's back, boys. What do we think?
Yeah, this is a sucker line, and I'm taking the sucker side. I'm taking Cowboys plus 3.5. Again, this is like one of those games. Why are the Broncos, after looking like that against the Giants for basically four quarters, why are they 3.5-point favorites against a Dallas team who looks pretty damn good with Dak Prescott, who's been unbelievable so far with a healthy CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, who looks phenomenal. Why are they 3.5-point favorites? I mean, underdogs. It's a sucker line, but I'm going to take it. I'm taking the Cowboys plus 3.5.
Yeah, I think CeeDee Lamb, he's huge. He makes them a whole nother dimension on offense. So and the way Dak's playing too, this defense for the Broncos is really good, but I think the Cowboys will cover this. If they lose this game, it'll be by a field goal. So I think they'll at least cover. It's 3.5. It's a weird line. So I'm gonna go Cowboys too. They cover.
Yeah, they I feel like the Cowboys have been playing well.
Yeah, they have.
And it's hey Jeff, our thing might be back on. Like the Cowboys right now, they've had 3 wins. What did we say? They need to get to 8 wins.
Yeah, 8. It was like 8 or 9 wins. They'll get to that, dude.
I think they still get there with no Micah. Klotz might owe both of us a pizza. A little pizza party.
Yeah.
I think that might be a thing. Last game here on the slate. Packers are 3-point favorites on the road versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this might be. I could double check, boys. Is this Sunday Night Football?
I believe it is Sunday Night
Football.
Sunday Night Football. This should be actually a really good game. I'm just going to go first and throw it out there, it makes this easy for you guys. Give me the Steelers at home. Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers. Me and Jeff have talked a lot in the last few weeks that we feel like this Packers team, I won't say like full frauds, but like they're a team where it's like you don't know what they are yet. I think Micah probably has a good game, but at the end of the day, it's like the Steelers team at home, Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers, 3-point underdogs. I'll take the 3, to be honest, a field goal. And I think that there's a chance the Steelers win this game outright at home.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm not going to waste time. I'm taking the Steelers.
I'll take this. I'll take the Steelers as well. At home, Mike Tomlin at home, coming off a loss. Yeah, I mean, and the Packers have not been playing good ball lately. Like especially last week against
they won by 4 against the
Cardinals. Against the Cardinals. They were losing for a good portion of that fourth quarter. The offense for the Packers is just not playing well. So, give me the Steelers plus 3.5, and I think they'll win that game outright.
Yeah, they're coming off a loss too. Yeah, I think they're due for it. They're due for it. Yeah, I don't know. The Packers they're going to drop to 4-2-1. They ain't going to get. This is the game for me, honestly. But hey, you know what? Garbage games, but that's what makes winners in pick 'em. Yep. You got to pick the garbage games. Just comes with the territory. Caleb, we got like 7 minutes left. I mean, what was kind of your thoughts on this? What do you think about this Pistons team? Huh? How do you feel right now? They're tied with the Rockets right now, going in the third quarter.
Yeah. Through 2 games, or I guess 1.5 games, it's a little hard to judge. And this obviously isn't the fully healthy roster, especially with an injury to a guy like Ivy, who's your second ball handler. But I like this team, man. I think they added some good veterans this offseason and guys like Duncan Robinson and Karis LeVert. I like those guys. Losing Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley, that's tough because those guys looked really good with the Pistons last year, especially with their young core. But I do like these veterans they brought in. It's really about how these guys like Ron Holland and Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren, what kind of steps they're going to take and who's going to be the guy to kind of be that number 2 for Cade Cunningham, because going into the playoffs, and if you want to be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, you need a sidekick to your star. So one of these guys needs to take a huge step to be that guy for Cade Cunningham. When it comes to expectations, I'd like them to win a playoff series. That's kind of my baseline for this team. I'd like them to take one step further than they did last year and win a playoff series. But really, it's just a lot of internal growth I want to see from these young guys, Asar, Duren, all these guys, like I said, Ron Holland, Jay Nivey. Yeah. I just want to see all these guys grow as players. So this group, this core can start winning a lot of basketball games together for the next couple of years.
Yeah, Cade in this game, by the way, he's going. You were talking about it. You were talking about it earlier, Boone. He's kind of in that same mode where he's kind of.
It's weird. That's the only I think the critique sometimes I have of Cade is he kind of just like co-pilots until the fourth quarter, and the fact that he co-pilots, it feels like a lot of games until the fourth quarter, and he still averages like last year 26, 9, and 7. Like that's incredible. But imagine if it's like, hey, flip is switched throughout all 4 quarters, right? Like you watch other, stars around the league, boom, like Donovan Mitchell from the jump, he's going. Like Jalen Brunson from the jump, he's going. Jason Tatum, like these guys, like from the jump. Giannis, like that's why Giannis averages 40, 15, is because it's like from the tip, it's like boom, like oh no. Cade, it's like you don't get that until the 4th quarter, until like crunch time. No pun intended, but like it's real though. And I hate that. And I feel like there's games where he's not like that all the time, and he's going. But I would have to say majority of the games, it feels like he waits to turn it on until the 4th. And yeah, it's cool because they come back or they find a way to win. But it's like, hey, you could just be up, like instead of like the Pistons constantly like being tied or being down 5 points the whole game. Pistons, if Cade just went off the whole game, they would be up 15 all game, and you don't have to worry about that. And then he could sit in the 4th.
Yeah, Cade has these like 2 modes. The one mode is, all right, I'm gonna get all my teammates involved. I'm gonna throw a couple lobs to Duran. I'm gonna get a couple open threes for guys like, last year was Malik, but this year it's like Duncan Robinson and Tobias Harris, get them open shots. And then he has another mode where it's, I'm an attack mode. I'm gonna put up 30 points. I'm gonna get to my spots in the mid range. I'm gonna shoot the threes off screens. And I just think he needs to be in that mode all the time. Yes, he's a phenomenal facilitator, but Cade, you're like the guy. You're the guy on this team. You're one of the best scorers in the Eastern Conference, and you have to show it every night. And you're right, Boone. There's a lot of times where the first 2 or 3 quarters, I think kind of co-piloting is like the perfect way to put it. Like he kind of just looks like not going through the motions, but he just doesn't look like he's in attack mode at all times. Which, yeah, he's very passive. He should be looking to get his every single possession because there's not many defenders in this league that are going to be able to check him. But Boone, I think that's a great point. Like that's a critique that I think a lot of people have for a guy like Cade Cunningham is he's not always in attack mode, and he has to be.
Well, it's like he has the highest plus minus on the floor. Like we know he impacts the game. He has 7.7 assists. Like he impacts the game positively. But you can't have 7 points with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I mean, you're the best player on the team. Like you just can't. Unfortunately, you don't have a running mate to be able to do that. And Alstar's having a good game. If Ivy was here and Ivy was playing really well, like it's different if you're playing with a guy like, let's say you're playing with like another superstar or something, and that player has like 30 points, and you're taking a back seat. Like LeBron would do this with his running mates, where LeBron's kind of coasting, but he's getting everyone else involved. Maybe someone's having a big game. This Pistons team's not like that, man. Like he has to do both. He has to be a facilitator, but also be your leading scorer most of the time. Like that's just the reality of this team, man. Like to give them more of a chance. Like he's got to have more than 7 shot attempts going into the 4th quarter. I mean, 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You just can't. Like,
yeah, game like this is a little interesting. Like this game right here, because the Rockets run that really, really big lineup. So he was like having trouble getting to his spot in the mid range, but still, like if you're Cade Cunningham, you got to find a way to get more shots up for yourself. But yeah, Jeff, you're right. Like he doesn't have like. All respect to Asar Thompson. He's a great player, and he's a player that you want on your basketball team, but that's not a guy you could just kind of pass the ball to, go sit in the corner and say, go give me a bucket, Asar.
No, right.
That guy.
Yeah.
The Pistons don't have one of those guys.
Hey, Chaz Lanier's really playing a little tonight.
Yeah,
Chaz, I want to see I want to see real quick what.
He had a 3, and he's I mean, I'll tell you this too, from what I saw or from what I've seen so far, his court vision is something to watch out for.
He is guard. He's like
Dennis Jenkins played tonight, 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, that's something too. Like, I mean, who's going to get the run as the backup, as the secondary ball handler with Ivy out? Is it going to be? I know Sasser's hurt right now, but is it going to be Jenkins? Is it going to be Sasser? Like, they can't have Asar Thompson play that primary ball handler like in the second unit. Like, it's just not going to work. So, I mean, these Jenkins minutes are pretty damn important.
Hey, you'll by the way, so you'll be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Flannel Sam and Sean Murphy joining the show. Mike will be back.
Oh, Flannel Sam!
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Flannel Sam joining.
Yeah.
Flannel's joining tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, laptop works now.
No, we're giving him shit because he was supposed to join us the other day and he just couldn't. He just missed it. Like
Flannel, Caleb, I told the people, Flannel told me last Saturday when we were at Tin Roof with him. He was Flannel said, "Hey, Boone, like I'm so, like the last couple times he was like, I switched laptops and it's been working like a charm. Like it's so good." Yeah. He's like, "I've had no issues." And then we're supposed to have him on Thursday, and he texts us right before or during the show and goes, "Laptop's not working." I was just like, all right, fair.
Hey,
that's so funny though.
Appreciate you all in the chat, man. Appreciate it. And tune in for Caleb's Flannel show. It's a stack show. It'll be a good one tomorrow, 9 a.m. Saturday mornings with Crunch Time. But until then, appreciate you all. Go watch the Pistons game. Have a good Friday night. We'll see you guys.
Peace.